Hey, it's Matt Cook. I am a full-time health researcher, and I've been doing this for 26 years. You probably want to know all about me and my family and everything else. Probably you don't. I've been married almost 33 years to this wonderful woman, Jody. I have two grown kids, and I live I live in Florida and on the East Coast and also in Wyoming. And we basically have a publishing business where we help over 300,000 of our daily subscribers. And we only work with men. Our primary folks that we help are people that are older than 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, sometimes over 90. And what we believe is that people can have a great health and sexual life, and especially if they do everything in their power to avoid doctors and drugs and medications. We're not against doctors. My father was a doctor. My wife's father was a doctor. Love doctors. But we try to avoid them. We try to avoid having to need them. If we don't need doctors, we don't need medications, we can be a lot happier and healthier. And the other thing that we look for is we look for buried, censored, underground studies. Basically, medicine is faddish. It's in fads. So the fads generally correspond with big drug company pushes. Right now, we're at the tail end of a fad for the PDE5 inhibitors, which are like Viagra and Cialis and Levitra. Those actually have a lot of harmful effects, which are found out years and years later. Generally, when the drug comes off patent, when there's not much money to be made on it anymore. We're on the tail end of the statin fad. So statins are the most wonderful things since sliced bread, except when you really read the studies and you really see the science of it, you don't think so. And then we'll probably be in another fad. So what I try to do is look for the past 100 years with my excellent, incredible writing team of health researchers. We look for the past 100 years. We look for principles and scientific knowledge that has been established for decades and decades. We apply that as a lens to look through current studies, and we find a lot of garbage out there. There's only a very small number of studies that are worth anything. So proof of the pudding is I had terrible ED. I was on 5 or 6 medications. I didn't think I would ever make it past 50, and I got off all my medications. I don't take anything today. I don't ever see doctors. I don't need them. I'm very healthy. I'm almost 60 years old, and I feel like, better than I ever did in my life, honestly. My wife doesn't take any medications either, completely fine. We live this, we breathe this. How we help people is basically the whole point. And I have testimony after testimony. Here's like Brad, for example. Brad was somebody who came to us who had never had an orgasm and never had successful intercourse with a woman because he had ED. And helped him, worked with him. It was quite a while. It took about a year. And then he's been having great sex, tremendous sex life ever since. These are all real testimonies. This is another Matt here. He 55, almost 56. He didn't realize till after he had a divorce, because he hadn't been having sex for years with his wife, his ex-wife. He didn't realize he had ED. He was on these pills, the Viagra and all that. He got off of them, used our methods. We have tremendous methods of fixing ED and fixing all of this that don't require pills. I have men who have not had erections for 20 years who are having great sex. You would not believe it. There is no man that will work with me that cannot have amazing sex. Doesn't matter, even if the spinal cord was severed. It really doesn't matter. My methods work for any man. I could go after testimony after testimony after testimony, hundreds of them. Instead of that, I'm going to urge you to do this. I have a fantastic book that I have. I don't have a copy lying here, but it's called Healthy to 120, and it tells you my protocols so you can live to 120 years old, have great sex, and have a great life. It's just for men. Everything we do is just for men. So I put the link below. Just help me out with the shipping, which is minimal, and I think you're going to love this book. It's $29.95 on Amazon. It's yours free. Go ahead, just click on that link below, and I hope that you have a great life. And as I like to say to my students, I will see you at 120.